Good morning, my stamping friends. I am Brenda Hillard at createwithbrenda.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time with a fun card project, or what I think is fun, right? You'll see a little pop-up come up that says thank you for commenting. Please be sure to like and share today's episode. We are on episode 374 of Coffee and Create with Brenda. I always think that's exciting. And remember to share with your friends if they are not on Facebook that I do upload to YouTube following the live. So good morning, welcome. Grab your coffee, right? Got my Florida mug. For a long time I was collecting Starbucks mugs wherever I traveled to with my, I call her a bonus daughter, a stepdaughter, whatever you want to call her, and my grandson. We would travel for her work, and I was grandma nanny, and I would grab Starbucks mugs to all of the different states we went to. So, I'm not seeing anybody on yet. However, it is now just 9 o'clock. As many of you know, last weekend I had some technical issues and ended up going live with my phone, which was like, Dramamine, take me away. But we got through it, and it was a great project. So, let's get started on today's project. I'm going to flip you down to my workstation. Before we go, one thing I do want to point out is my June host code. When ordering with me, please use the host code at checkout. Unless your order is $150 or more, then don't use it. You will still receive my host gift. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Karen. It's so good to see you. It is a hot coffee Saturday. It's kind of chilly here in Minnesota. So thank you for sharing. I'm going to flip down to my workstation and we'll get started with today's project. So one thing I want to point out, and maybe many of you already know, but the Designer Series paper sale goes through the month of June. 15% off our packs of paper. So if the pack is regularly $12.50, it's now on sale for $10.62. It's a great time to stock up, and it is all of the current Designer Series papers, including the Delightfully Eclectic, which is that huge pack of 12 by 12, and that is on regular $30 on sale for $25.50. So anyway, just wanted to share with you the news about the 15% off this month, and I would love to earn your Stampin' Up! Business. So, let's do this. This is the stamp set we're going to create with today. It's called Just My Type. And this was kind of one of those sets when I went through the catalog initially, and it's like, oh, I like it, but maybe I don't need it. I like it. Maybe I don't need it. Question mark. Move it from the C list to the B list. Well, it made the A list. I really do just love this set. I love these little flowers. I love the typewriter. I love that you can have the little note coming up out of the typewriter. And there's just so many fun accessories. This little paper clip, the rainbow, the flower, the heart. I just love it. And as you'll know, I am really kind of, if there's an envelope of any kind involved in a stamp set, I'm usually about that stamp set. So the paper choice today, I've been using this paper a lot. I love it. I think I'm into like my 4th or 5th pack of this masterfully made, I'm going to take my host code down so we have the full screen, okay? There we go. This paper, when I first saw it, it was like, oh, it's so busy. I don't know if I can do it. I love it. It is so fun to create with, and you really don't have to do much, as you will see with today's card. So, masterfully made Beautiful. Look at all of the colors that it coordinates with. I always love that when designer series papers have a whole bunch of colors, because that means you get to mix and match and use up that solid cardstock, right? All right. So is what you're going to need. Ooh, excuse me. That was a big yawn. All right. I have a piece of colored cardstock. It is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. I have a piece of basic white. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. A medium basic white envelope. And then I have a piece of the Masterfully Made designer series paper. This is going to be for the flap of our envelope, so it measures 2 3/4 by 6. I have another piece of designer series paper. This measures 2 1/2. I just want to make sure I'm telling you the truth. I'll put all the measurements on my YouTube channel and on my blog. Yes, 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And then I just have a scrap of basic white, and this is what we're going to use for stamping and whatnot, the whatnots. All right, I'm going to first show you what we're going to do to our card base. I'm bringing in my trimmer. I'm putting the cutting tool at the top, and I'm just going to leave the scoring tool here at the bottom. Okay, we're first of all going to score at 5 1/2, remember, because this was 11 inches. So half of that, 5 1/2, we're going to score. And then we're going to take our cutting blade and we are going to cut down to the 1 1/2 inch mark. I have to stand up. I can't see through my dark cardstock. There we go. So there's a little line on your cutting tool right here, and then the 1 1/2 inch mark right there. Okay. Who else do we have on this morning? I'm not seeing anything popping up, but that doesn't mean anything really. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this. No, I'm not. So here's where I'm cut to 1 1/2, right? So now I'm going to put this edge at 1 1/2, and I'm going to cut down to the 5 1/2 inch mark. And you'll feel it when you're pressing down. You'll feel kind of a, I guess for lack of better words, like a pop. And then that gives us our kind of our cutout card base. We won't be using this, but you can certainly save it for another project. I don't think we'll be using it. Just so you know, we're creating on the fly again today. I do have an alternate card to show you when we're done. So now I'm going to match up my edges like this. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and give that a good crease. So now our card is going to open like this. Okay, have any of you made this card before? Tell me now. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take my designer series paper. I have to think about this a minute. How did I do it? Oh yeah, I remember now. So is what I'm going to do. I don't remember. Hold on. This is awful. I know, I do know. All right, so I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch and I'm just going to punch. And it's not anything magic or a certain depth or anything like that. I just have it on my card, right? So then is that right? Oh gosh, you guys, I don't think I did it right. Yeah. Let's see. No. Oh, this is embarrassing. I made a bunch of these and you'd think I remember. Well, here we go. We're starting over. What a morning. Let's have a drink of coffee. Here's to coffee. Maybe that's what I need. Sorry. 5.5. Score. Cut it down to 1.5. Boom. There we go. Turn it. Flip. Put it at 1.5. The left edge here. Cut down. Whoops. Cut down to the other cut line at 5.5. And like I said, you do feel a little bit of a pop when you get to that point. Okay, let's try this again. Holy schmoly buckets. I'm just going to match up my edges, do my bone folder. All right, now we've got it. So now is what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1 3/4 inch circle punch, okay? I'm going to punch. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'll 1 3/4. Yep, here we go. Now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece down onto my cardstock or onto my card base, and I want to use my like this, and I want to make sure that my torn paper edge on my pattern is up. I'm just going to put this down, and now I can punch out. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am losing my mind, I swear. All right, now for this one, I'm just going to take this off. Do not glue it down yet. I'm going to put it on, just kind of laying it down if I hadn't put the adhesive. I'm going to take just a little light pencil mark, and I'm just going to make a punch here, or a little tick mark there, and then at the bottom I'm just going to draw in the bottom of my circle. Now I'm going to lift up, and is what this is going to allow me to do is, I know this is the bottom of my card base, so I'm just going to move it out a bit and punch this out with the 2-inch, with the bigger. So is what that does, I'm making this oh yeah, and I didn't do it right. I just want to jump off from here and shake my head at myself. We're going to go with it anyway. I think it'll look just fine. I'm going to put this down as what I want. I'm going to bring in my card that I did. Look at how nice that is. So I think is what I really want to do is, let me show you this. So we have this piece, right, of 2.5 by 5 1/4. So I think is what we want to do first is we just want to take our 2-inch punch. Wow, what a disaster. There. And cut out our circle. So it's out like that, okay? Then if we bring it in, and I'm going to just grab one more card base here. We're going to cut our card base at 4 1/4. Well, welcome to live recording. And I can't even tell you how many of these cards I've done. So this is a total fumble bumble, but you know what? It happens to all of us, right? All right, trimmer. One more time. You guys are going to be really good at cutting these card bases. I just know it. 5 1/2. We're going to score. We're going to cut to 1 1/2. There we go. I'm going to line it up at 1 1/2 on the left edge, and I'm going to cut down again to our score line, or our cut line, whatever we're calling it now. God, I'm going to have to make a scrappy strip card with all my little boo-boos here this morning. All right, so there's that. Now that I have this and I've punched it, right, now I can glue this down. Yep, this is feeling much better, you guys, much better. Oh, gosh. Okay. So now we have this, which I'm going to take our smaller circle punch, the 1 3/4, and I'm just going to find the bottom and the sides, kind of center it in there, and then punch this out. Oh, look it! We got just the right border. Yay for me! Finally! Can you believe this? Hello from San Diego, taking time out from California activities. Yay, Donna and Peggy. I don't think I have. You haven't made it? Okay. Well, you're going to be really good at cutting the card base after all of this commotion this morning. All right. So I'm going to take now my, this is the 4 by 5 1/4, right? And that's going to fit in behind like this. All right. Any of you who ordered my In Color Club, you got the circle saying stamp set. That works beautifully with this layout. So keep that in mind. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take the typewriter stamp, this right here. I could also use these flowers if I wanted to. But I'm going to do the typewriter. We're going to use one of the new colors. It's Azure Afternoon. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp it onto my scratch piece, and being we're using photopolymer, I want to use my piercing mat. I'm just going to stamp. There we go. So there's our typewriter. And then the other thing, no, I think that'll be okay. So the other thing I'm going to do with this is I just want to fussy cut this out, which it goes really quick just because it's a really basic design, right? So I'm going to give it a cut. Remember, you can do anything that fits in any, you can use any size circle. So anything that you want to highlight in your circle on this layout, you can. I am going to cut this out because I want my little piece of paper with the note on it. And is what I'm going to do then is that's going to fit right in here, like so. And then is what I want to do once that's in place. Whoops, I shouldn't have taken that out so quickly. I want my little typewriter there. I'm going to hold that in place. I'm just going to make a little line. And then I'm going to bring in my torn paper edge here. I love that. And I'm just going to stamp that with the memento. And I'm going to put it just like that. Okay, I've got my torn edge. And if I put my typewriter back in here, it'll look like it's coming up out of there. And then I'm going to bring in Berry Burst and do, oh, Kathleen, thanks. I am fumbling here this morning. I don't know why. Like I said, I did some of these for a swap. I mean, honestly, I made a ton. And now, now that I'm on camera, well, here we go, right? So I just stamped in the For You. Another thing that I thought of that would just be really cute as I was going along is there's that teeny tiny paper clip in here. How fun would that be just to add that into the mix? So I'm going to just bring my memento back in, and let's just give it a little paper clip up there at the top. Oh, cute. Love it. All right. Bring our card base back in. And before I actually adhere it, I just want to stamp my sentiment at the bottom. And I want it to say, and this is a really cute sentiment from this set. It says, I hope your day is filled with sunshine and rainbows. So I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to ink it up. I always like to, when I have to use a big block, I mean, I have really long fingers or kind of big hands, but it gets clumsy and it gets hard to get everything inked up really well. So I just kind of go both ways with my pad to make sure that I get good ink coverage. And then I'm just going to put this right down here at the bottom. There. All right, time to assemble. So I want to just erase my, not that you'd see it, but I want to just erase my little pencil mark. Okay. And then we'll put our adhesive on the insert. Did you guys know that I don't always do this, obviously, but if you are using the Stamp and Seal, if you put your cardstock down on a piercing mat while you're applying that, it really makes a world of difference on how it applies. So I'm now going to center my insert, and I see that I have a little smear there that I don't want. so there's that. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the typewriter. This goes so much better when when the card goes together like it's supposed to. That was awful. And thank you for sticking with me. It was a little bit painful, I know. Alright, so I'm going to set this in here, and I want to make sure that I get my typewriter there we go. So it says, for you, and then I hope your day is filled with sunshine and rainbows. Now, to me, this is looking quite white up here, right? Let's see what we have in here that could help just fill that in a little bit. I kind of like this little heart in here. So what I'm going to do is add, I want to put my little paper clip away before I lose it. I'm going to take the heart, and being we've got some fresh freesia color in there, I think fresh freesia would be a nice accent for this card. Alright, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on, and I want my scrap paper. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm just going to do a little heart. Oh, I like that. And then these, yeah, there we go. So I have 4 up there. I think I want 5. And then 1 more down here. Good. That helped it. That helped fill it in just a little bit. And I love, love, love this paper. Alright, you guys, let me show you the alternate project with using the Zany Zoo. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hold on. My envelope. So I'm just going to bring in my silicone mat. I'm going to add. For those of you that came in a little bit later, you do know that Designer Series paper is on sale this month, 15% off. And then the other thing I want to mention is if you are interested in Paper Pumpkin, today is the last day to subscribe for the June 2023 kit called Welcome In. It will coordinate beautifully with the Countryside Inn suite of products from the annual catalog. And once you subscribe and you are active, there is this month a little add-on of the Welcome In dies. So they're coordinating dies that'll match the Paper Pumpkin, and they look like this. Cute. I'm anxious to see what the kit looks like, because that Countryside Inn suite of products is beautiful. Alright, so now, as we all know, right, Donna and Peggy, no naked envelopes. And we have our matchy-matchy card along with our alternate project that I'm going to share with you. And this one used the Zany Zoo paper. You guys may or may not know I live on a tiny little lake called Turtle Lake. And so whenever I see anything with turtles, it's mine. So I've got the paper. And then when you open it up, there's the little band in there. It says, "You rock my world. Happy birthday." This comes from that Enjoy the Rhythm stamp set. And I just kind of wanted to show how the different sentiments from different sets work well. These are the black, I forget what they're called. They carried over. They're the classic matte dots. They come in basic white, very vanilla, basic gray, and black. So is what I did is I just put them down, and then I took my black Stampin' Write marker and just made them into notes for the little turtle. So there we have it. Our clunky, we'll call it our clunky but funky Coffee and Create with Brenda, episode 374. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you again for sticking with me. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Bye for now.